Hey everybody, Cheryl here from Healthy Living Garden to Table, and today is Taco Tuesday again. Tonight I'm making my really go-to taco when I really am just looking for something that is just quick and easy for me, because it's always something that I make. I always have chicken in the freezer, so I can do thaw that. It goes together so quick and easy that it really is my go-to, and I hope that it's yours as well. So this is my chicken taco. So let's get into this. First I'm going to heat up my cast iron skillet. And while that's heating, I am going to go ahead and prepare the chicken. So what I normally do, but to save time, I'm not doing that right now. What you can do is you can take a zip top bag and put your chicken in the bag, cut it up into pieces, into sliver. This is chicken tenders. And I just get the organic chicken tenders from Costco. Put it in a Ziploc bag, put some olive oil and lemon juice and your seasonings in it. Let it season and marinate all day long. And then go ahead and put it, sear it up in your pan for at night, and it goes together so quickly. So I'm just going to put a little bit of olive oil in here. Not a whole lot, just... And then I had some lemon juice left over, so I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. And I'm going to put a little extra as well. And I'm heating this cast iron pan without oil in it first, just so it gets that nice heat on it. And then what I like to do is I'm going to go and do my vegetables while this is giving a quick marinade. I'll just go ahead and saute all my vegetables first, because then your pan gets even hotter than if you're just, putting it cold. It gets even hotter, and the meat tends to sear a little bit better. So then I'm just going to put I have my homemade taco seasoning. So this is, again, it's chili powder, cumin, garlic powder, onion powder, and oregano, salt, and pepper in it. It's really super easy. I'm really not even measuring. I'm just going to sprinkle some in there. Give that a quick toss. And hold on, let's see. Here we go. My trusty tongs. Give it a toss. Put a little bit more in there. It's easier to put some in than take some out, so just remember when you're putting in there. Just give that a quick toss. Okay, I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to start working on I'm actually going to start working on the vegetables that I'm going to put in there. I'm going to it's going to be easy tonight. It's going to be pico de gallo, because I like making my own salsa every single day, every Tuesday, because it's just so easy and it's fresh, and this is an amazing time of year to do everything fresh. So why not, right? So I'm going to put I have some really nice red bell peppers, I have some yellow bell peppers, and I have green bell peppers, but I think I'm going to save that for my salsa, my pico. I like to mix it up just so it's a little different every single time. You don't want the same thing every single solitary time. Just give it a quick, actually really thin slice on your peppers. If I'm really pressed for time during the week, I do buy, there's a bell pepper that I actually really like. It's a frozen bell pepper. It's got the tricolor bell peppers, and it has the onion already in it, and you can just go ahead and put that in the pan, give that a quick sear, put your chicken in, give it a quick sear. Dinner's done, guys. It's just super easy, and you have all the home flavors without having to worry about the ingredients that somebody else might put in it that you don't exactly agree with. And it's so much cheaper than going out all the time. I know that sometimes when you go out, it's just, time is everything, but when you could put a meal together really literally within 10 to 15 minutes. I know people say I don't have time to cook a dinner, but you do really, if you think about it. So this is a beautiful yellow bell pepper. I like lots of vegetables in my tacos. So I guess, I don't know if you would actually call this a real taco. I'm going to put yellow or red onion because I love red onion as opposed to white onion. It's a little milder. most of my tacos, I guess you could say, are almost, they're not like burritos. I like a soft shell, so everything kind of fits into a soft shell. That's kind of good too. The other thing that about putting your vegetables back to putting vegetables back in the pan first is I want to make sure my onions are cooked, because I don't like raw onions, but I like cooked ones. So that gives it a better flavor. Okay, so let's put a little bit of olive oil in this pan, just enough to coat the bottom. And now I'm just going to use these tongs. That's what I'm going to stir it with. Onions in first. Get that going a little bit. Alright, that should be good. Now I'll put the bell peppers in there. That beautiful color. Look at that color. So pretty. We eat with our eyes first, don't we? If it doesn't look good, why would we eat it? Okay. Alright, let that cook down a little bit. And now I'm going to start on my pico. Okay, tonight's pico is going to have tomatoes, some green bell pepper. I found a lime in there, so we're going to do lime instead of lemon juice, cilantro, a little bit of jalapeno, and some red onion. I think that sounds good. So, I'm going to put a really fine dice on this green pepper, because we have these other peppers that are going to be in there as well, and I don't want them to be, I think it's kind of mirroring the profile, the flavor profile, but yet green peppers have that distinct, stronger flavor. They're not obviously sweet as the other peppers are. I'm just going to give them a fine dice. And I tend to use the salsa, when I have my pico de gallos, I use these on a lot of things, because, we do taco night, the one night. Sometimes we have leftovers. Fish taco night, we definitely don't have any leftovers, because I just make the couple fillets. We might have, a little bit left over for the next day, but I like using the pico de gallo on salads. So if you buy a roaster chicken and you put that on your salad or whatever, pico de gallo is a great dressing. It's even really good if you put it on eggs. Maybe I'll do an egg taco burrito. Breakfast burrito? Yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, pico de gallo on that is amazing. So, that's why I like making it fresh. As long as you use it through the week on different things, it works out. When you're doing the vegetables first, I'll put a lot in there, didn't I? When you're doing the vegetables first, you want to make sure you have an extra bowl on the side to be able to dump it all into, because then you're going to put your chicken in afterwards, so you're not having it all in the same pan. Looking good. Okay, now tomatoes, squeeze. Look better than that one does. I try to get the tomatoes they're still firm, because when you get them and they're squishy and mushy, for one, they don't slice really well, but for two, they tend to taste a little dull. So you want to make sure that they're bright in color, a little bit firm, but not too firm where they're not totally ripe. But then if you get them a little firm too, they're not so juicy, so you don't have that really, really juicy pico. This is akin, I guess you would call it, to a fajita. Kind of same premise. You ever been to those restaurants where they have the fajitas on that hot griddle? That's reminding me of. You know what? I need to grab a spoon. There we go. Stir. Just to see if I wanted more tomato. I think that's enough. Okay, so then next I'm going to put in the onion. I'm only going to put in a quarter of this onion. Smells so good. Vegetable overboard. Now, obviously, you don't have to put this much in a pan. You can do it in batches on this. I probably should have done it in batches, but it cooks down so well. It's almost like spinach. You ever see spinach when it's mounding over and you cook it down? It'll cook down. Looking good. Okay. Okay. Again, I want to put a really fine dice. I don't like biting into raw onions, but when you put a fine dice on a red onion, it's not, I'm just finding it's not as bad as it were if it's a white onion and it's big chunks and it's throughout. It gives it such a really good flavor. If you don't like onion, just leave it out. Now I put some lime juice in there, so I can find a lime. And again, if there's not enough citrus in here, I like it to have enough citrus where it just takes off that, it gives it that balance that it needs from the onions and all the other flavors that are in there. If there's not enough juice in this, I'll just put that other half of the lemon in it. We'll have lemon lime. Just use what you got. Yeah, it's not enough. Okay. Okay. There we go. That's enough. I always like to have about 1 to 3 tablespoons of the acid in there. Here we go. That looks good. Okay. And now I'm going to put in a jalapeno. Again, you know, the heat, and I've said this before if you've seen my other Taco Tuesdays, the heat lives in the membrane here and all the seeds. So that's why you want to make sure you get rid of all of that. So I just run my knife along the side here. And then just run it along there just to get rid of all that. There we go. Very easily. Along the edge there, and then just as if you're filleting a fish. There we go. Get all those seeds out. We like ours about medium heat. Many times I'll wear gloves when I do this just to make sure that it doesn't get in my eyes. Make sure you wash your hands really, really good after you make this to make sure it's not going to get in your eyes. There we go. Again, that looks like a lot, but like I said, the heat lives in the seeds and the membrane, and there wasn't barely anything on there. So, I do cut all my cilantro. I try to remember to cut my cilantro. You wash it and cut it in the beginning of the week, and then you dice it up. And you tend to use it a little bit more. So, like I said before, some people are team cilantro, some people are not. If you're not, then that's fine. Just leave it out. But I do love it. So we're going to put that in there. And then, there we go. Okay. We're going to go for the garlic. You want to cook them till they're a little bit wilty. You don't want to obviously make them mushy, but you want them to be, you don't want to be raw anymore. Except the onions. Oh, love these. They're so sweet. See, it was all piled so high, and now it's almost totally cooked down. There we go. Okay, I didn't get a chance to roast my garlic this weekend. I normally roast garlic so that it's not so strong. So we're going to do some raw garlic in here. So I'm probably going to only do one. We'll find a good one. That looks like one. Good meaning medium, not too small, but not too big either. What I like to do with my garlic is I like to use, let me stir some of this cilantro in first. That's one. What I like to do with my garlic, so you're not like biting down into it when I don't have it roasted, is I like to use my my grater. So it's a zester, and I love using that. So you just take it, your garlic, as if you were zesting a lemon, and you're going to zest it right in there, and it just pulverizes it and makes it so you're not dicing it and having big pieces. So there's my little tip for you for today. Now it's going to collect on the back like this. Just give it a quick tap, and it comes off. Anything extra, run your finger. Don't run it up because you're going to cut yourself. Run it down, and if you don't feel comfortable doing that, just leave it on there. That's fine. Oh my God, that spring is going on that, obviously. It's just maybe it needs a stir and we don't know it, right? Telling us something here. Okay. All right. Stir that garlic in. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of salt. There we go. Some good flavor. And I'll taste that in a minute. And what I want to do is put this chicken in. Working with a cast iron pan, it's always really really hot. You have to watch that. Okay. So now your pan is screaming hot. So when you put that chicken in, it's going to be really, really nice and hot, and it's going to sear it really well. You're going to put it in batches, because if you put all the chicken in once, it's going to create that juice, and I'm sure that if you've ever seen that juice created, it actually almost becomes like it's boiling your meat, and you don't want to do that. I don't need to put oil in the pan because it's been soaking in oil and lemon juice, so it's already got that on there. So I'm just going to put in a few pieces at a time. Let that, okay, that heat's on a good heat. And these are tenders, so they're already cut. But if you buy the whole pieces of chicken breast, then just go ahead and cut it into tenders. Okay. And that's cooking quickly. But that pan is screaming hot. I'm gonna put one more piece in there. Let me see if I can find a smaller piece to put in the middle. Yeah, it looks like they're all kind of big. Oh, there's one. I like that really well. There you go. Like I said, I don't want to boil the meat, so you don't want to crowd the pan. You want to make sure it stays that way. So, over here. Let's finish this salsa. I'm going to give it a quick taste for the flavor. It might be done. Okay. Good. A little bit more salt and some pepper. Of course, if you have fresh ground pepper, that's always preferred. Okay, that's done. Now again, if you don't like the heat of the jalapeno, knock it back a little bit. This is about a medium hot heat. I might have put only one of the sides, but it's not like, it's not burning me, so not that bad. I'm gonna cut up some, first, I'm gonna cut up some lettuce to put on here. No, I'm gonna cut the avocado first because I need my board afterwards. There we go. Okay, I'm not putting this avocado in the salsa this time. You just slice it down the edge. You go ahead and you run your knife, you put your knife down in the seed in the middle. Be careful not to cut your hand. Just a quick little gouge into there, do a quick twist, and it comes right out. And then what I do is I just score it. I'm going to score it really thin today because I want it to be like nice slices for in my taco today. Okay. And I'm going to set that aside and cut my lettuce. Let's see, this might need a quick turn. Yep, it's browning beautifully. The piece I put in last, I'll wait to turn that. Okay. Just lettuce a quick cut. And then, let me move my garbage bowl so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Probably better for it. Just give it a quick dice. I like to cut the whole thing up because whatever I don't use is tomorrow's salad. Turn this one. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and build this, and we'll wait for that to get done cooking because we don't want raw chicken. Again, I have my flatbread, or not flatbread, my flat tortilla taco shell. Just flour tacos, right? So I got my flour taco. And I'm going to build from the bottom up and put the meat on top because it's just the way it's going today. So I'm going to put some lettuce here. And a little of that pico. This looks like a salad by itself. And then some of my vegetables. I'm of the school of thought that your meat is a side dish. Your vegetables should be your main dish, so I probably only have a couple of those pieces of chicken. Take a couple of these pieces of avocado. Oh, that looks beautiful already. Okay, let's see. See how this chicken is looking. So I worked in a steakhouse, and they say the way that you can tell a steak is done, and I'm not sure if it's the same with chicken, but I kind of think it's kind of the same, is, you know, you do the test of 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you put your finger like this, you test right, you feel right here. It's kind of squishy, okay? So that means it's probably pretty raw in the middle. And then when you put your finger, your next finger there, it's a little tighter here, the fat of your thumb right there. So it's a little bit more well done. And as you get back down to the littlest finger here, it's the tightest, that means it's well done. So when you push on meat, the way it gives is the same thing. Chicken's pretty much the same. Let me see, I don't like raw meat in the chuck. So nobody does. Oh, it's done perfectly. You know, when you put chicken in lemon juice, it actually starts to cook it anyway. Well, any meat you put in there, it will. Okay, that one's not done yet. Okay, that one's done. Time to try. Oh, this is a big one. I always do that. I'll overload it with all these vegetables. Comes my meal, right? I never need to. Okay, let's go in. That's really, it turned out good. It's always my go-to. It's always quick. The chicken is tender. It's more tender if you leave it in a Ziploc bag all day long. It's even more tender. The vegetables, the sweet peppers are always an amazing touch. So I hope you go ahead and try this. I'm going to go ahead and do batches of my chicken. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of these in there and finish this up. I hope that you try this for your next Taco Tuesday. If you like content like this, hit the subscribe button because we're doing content like this every single week. Hit the like button and we'll see you next week on Taco Tuesday.